Ever dreamt of a city where time seems to dance to the beat of salsa? Where every corner whispers tales of revolution and romance? And where the aroma of sizzling cryo cuisine fills the air? Well, get ready to have your senses ignited. Because today, we are diving deep into the heart and soul of Cuba's captivating capital. Welcome to Havana. Trust me when I say, Havana is more than just vintage cars and cigars. It's a living, breathing museum, a cultural melting pot, and a culinary paradise waiting to be explored. So, are you ready to discover the must-visit spots and savor the unforgettable flavors of this incredible city? Let's go! Havana, a city declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1982, is a feast for the eyes and the soul. Its history stretches back nearly 500 years, leaving behind a rich tapestry of architectural styles, from Baroque and Neoclassical to Art Deco and modern. But beyond the stunning facades, it's the vibrant spirit of its people and the tantalizing aromas wafting from its kitchens that truly make Havana an unforgettable destination. Our exploration begins in the heart of it all, Old Havana, or Habana Vieja. This is the historical core of the city, a labyrinth of cobblestone streets, grand plazas, and beautifully restored colonial buildings. Just look around. Isn't it like stepping back in time? This is Plaza Vieja, the old square, and it's a fantastic example of Havana's architectural evolution. Originally a bustling marketplace, it's been transformed over the centuries and is now a vibrant public space surrounded by stunning buildings. What architectural styles can you spot here? Take a closer look at the balconies, the columns, the details. Each tells a story of a different era. This building, for instance, with its colorful stained glass windows and ornate balconies, is a prime example of Art Nouveau influence. And just across the square, you might see more classical colonial designs. It's this fascinating blend of styles that makes walking through Old Havana such a visual treat. Just a short stroll from Plaza Vieja, we arrive at Plaza de Armas, the oldest square in Havana. This was the heart of the city in colonial times, and you can still feel that historical significance in the air. Notice the beautiful park cesspades in the center, a lush green space perfect for a relaxing break. And surrounding the plaza, we have some incredibly important historical buildings. Can you guess what this grand building with the imposing facade might be? This is the Palacio de los Capitanes Generales, the former residence of the Spanish Governors General. Today, it houses the City Museum, a fantastic place to delve deeper into Havana's history. Are you curious to see what treasures lie inside? I know I am. Inside the City Museum, you can explore centuries of Havana's past, from its indigenous roots to the Spanish colonial era and the Cuban Revolution. It's a great way to gain context for everything we are seeing on the streets. Another significant building here is the Castillo de la Real Fuerza, one of the oldest stone fortresses in the Americas. Can you imagine the cannons that once guarded this harbor? It's a powerful reminder of Havana's strategic importance throughout history. Next up, we find ourselves in Plaza de la Catedral, arguably the most beautiful square in Old Havana. And it's easy to see why, right? The centerpiece of this square is the magnificent Havana Cathedral, a stunning example of Cuban Baroque architecture. Its asymmetrical towers are quite unique. Have you ever seen a cathedral with towers that look so different? It's said that this was due to the availability of materials at the time of construction. Surrounding the cathedral are other beautiful colonial buildings, including the Palacio del Conde de Casabayona, which now houses the Museo de Arte Colonial. If you're an art lover, this is definitely a place to check out. Now, let's take a stroll down one of Havana's most famous streets, Calle Obispo. This bustling pedestrian street is a vibrant artery of Old Havana, filled with shops, bars, restaurants, street performers, and a constant flow of people. The energy here is infectious, isn't it? You can find everything from souvenir shops and bookstores to art galleries and cigar vendors. And the live music spilling out from the bars creates such a fantastic atmosphere. What kind of music do you think we'll hear as we walk along? Cuban music is the heartbeat of this city, a vibrant mix of Spanish, African, and indigenous influences, from the infectious rhythms of salsa and son to the soulful melodies of bolero. The soundtrack of Havana is as captivating as its sights. Speaking of iconic spots on Cal Obispo, we have to make a stop at El Floridita. This legendary bar was a favorite haunt of Ernest Hemingway, and it's said to be the birthplace of the daiquiri. Are you tempted to try one? I know I am. The daiquiri here is indeed a classic. The atmosphere is steeped in history, with photos of Hemingway adorning the walls. It's a must-visit for any literary or cocktail enthusiast. Leaving the bustling heart of Old Havana for a moment, let's take a stroll along the Paseo del Prado, a beautiful tree-lined promenade that marks the western edge of Old Havana. This elegant boulevard, with its marble benches and grand buildings, was once one of the most fashionable streets in Havana. You can see the influence of European design here. And look down there, that's the famous Malecón, Havana's iconic seawall. We'll definitely be heading there later. Ah, the Malecón. This 8-kilometer long seawall is more than just a barrier against the sea. It's the soul of Havana at sunset. Locals and tourists alike gather here in the evenings to enjoy the cool sea breeze, socialize, fish, and watch the spectacular sunsets. Have you ever experienced a sunset quite like this? The way the colors paint the sky over the city is truly magical. Now, let's hop in one of those classic cars. You can't come to Havana and not experience a ride in one. And head to the Vedado district. This is a more modern part of the city, characterized by wider avenues, grand mansions, and a different architectural style. Vedado developed in the early 20th century and showcases a mix of neoclassical, Art Deco, and modernist architecture. It's a fascinating contrast to the colonial charm of Old Havana. One of the most iconic landmarks in Vedado is the Hotel Nacional de Cuba. This grand hotel, with its stunning views of the Malecón and the city, has hosted countless celebrities, politicians, and historical figures over the years. Can you imagine the stories these walls could tell? The Hotel Nacional is a symbol of Havana's glamour and history. Even if you're not staying here, it's worth visiting for a drink at the bar or simply to admire its architecture and the panoramic views from its gardens. Next, we arrive at Plaza de la Revolución, a significant historical and political site in Havana. This massive square has been the stage for countless rallies and speeches throughout Cuban history. Dominating the square is the impressive José Martí Memorial, a towering monument to Cuba's national hero. And on the buildings surrounding the plaza, you can see iconic images like the silhouette of Che Guevara on the Ministry of the Interior. What emotions do these symbols evoke for you? They are powerful reminders of Cuba's revolutionary past. For a complete change of pace, let's venture a little outside the central Havana area to Fustalondia. This whimsical and vibrant neighborhood is the creation of Cuban artist José Rodríguez Fuster, who has transformed his home and the surrounding area into a massive, gaudy-esque art installation. Isn't this incredible? Every surface is covered in colorful mosaics, creating a truly unique and enchanting environment. It's like stepping into a living, breathing work of art. Have you ever seen anything quite like it? It's a testament to the creativity and resilience of the Cuban spirit. Alright, after all this incredible sightseeing, I'm starting to get hungry. And lucky for us, Havana is a culinary paradise. So, are you ready to dive into the delicious world of Cuban cuisine? Let's explore some of the must-try dishes. Cuban cuisine is a flavorful blend of Spanish, African, and Caribbean influences. Expect hearty, savory dishes with generous use of spices like cumin, oregano, and garlic. Rice and beans are staples, and pork is a very popular meat. Get ready for a taste adventure. Let's start with the classic, Ropa Vieja. The name literally translates to old clothes, but don't let that put you off. This is a flavorful dish of shredded beef simmered in a rich tomato-based sauce with onions, peppers, and olives. It's usually served with rice, black beans, and plantains. Have you ever tried a dish with such an intriguing name? The taste is anything but old. Trust me. The slow cooking process makes the beef incredibly tender and allows the flavors to melt together beautifully. It's a comforting and satisfying dish that you'll find in many Cuban restaurants. The flavors are just incredible. The savory beef, the slightly sweet tomatoes, the tang of the olives. It's a perfect balance. Next up, we have Lechón Asado, or roasted pork. This is a celebratory dish often served during special occasions. And it's incredibly delicious. The pork is usually marinated in a mojo sauce made with sour oranges, garlic, oregano, and cumin, then slow roasted until the skin is crispy and the meat is tender and juicy. Are you a fan of roasted pork? If so, you're in for a treat. Oh my goodness, the skin is so crispy, and the meat is so flavorful and tender. That mojo marinade is just divine. Another staple in Cuban cuisine is arroz con pollo, or chicken and rice. But this is no ordinary chicken and rice dish. Cuban arroz con pollo is typically made with saffron or annatto to give it that beautiful yellow color, along with chicken pieces, onions, peppers, garlic, and sometimes olives and peas. It's a hearty and flavorful one-pot meal. Doesn't it look incredibly inviting? This is comfort food at its finest. The rice is so flavorful, and the chicken is tender and moist. It's a dish that truly warms the soul. No Cuban meal is complete without frijoles negros, or black beans. These are usually seasoned with onions, garlic, cumin, oregano, and sometimes a touch of bay leaf and vinegar. They are often served alongside rice and are an essential part of the Cuban culinary landscape. Have you ever tried black beans prepared this way? The flavor profile is quite unique. These are so creamy and flavorful. The spices really come through. It's amazing how such simple ingredients can create such a delicious side dish. For a touch of sweetness, we have plátanos maduros, or fried ripe plantains. As the plantains ripen, they become naturally sweet, and frying them caramelizes their sugars. They are often served as a side dish and provide a lovely contrast to the savory flavors of cake. Main courses. Are you a fan of sweet and savory combinations? If so, you'll love these. These are just perfectly sweet and slightly caramelized. They're a wonderful little treat. And for a quick and satisfying bite, you can't go wrong with a Cuban sandwich, or cubano. This pressed sandwich is a delicious combination of flavors and textures. The salty ham and roasted pork, the melted Swiss cheese, the tangy pickles, and the zesty mustard all come together perfectly on crusty Cuban bread. Doesn't it look incredibly tempting? Oh wow, this is packed with flavor. The bread is perfectly crispy, and the combination of the meats, cheese, and pickles is just fantastic. Of course, we can't forget about dessert. Cuban sweets often feature tropical fruits and condensed milk. You might find delicious flan, a creamy custard dessert, arroz con leche, a sweet rice pudding, or guava paste with cream cheese. A classic Cuban combination. Are you a fan of sweet endings? Havana has plenty to offer. This flan is so smooth and rich. It's the perfect sweet ending to a wonderful meal. And to wash it all down, Cuba has some iconic drinks. We've already mentioned the daiquiri, Hemingway's favorite. Then there's the mojito, a refreshing mix of rum, sugar, lime juice, soda water, and mint. And of course, the Cuba Libre, a simple yet classic combination of rum, cola, and lime. Which one would you choose? Cheers to Havana and its incredible flavors. So, there you have it, a whirlwind tour of some of the must-visit places and the incredibly delicious cuisine that Havana has to offer, from the historical grandeur of Old Havana to the artistic explosion of Pastelondia, and from the savory delights of Ropa Vieja to the refreshing zest of a mojito. This city truly captivates all the senses. But Havana is more than just its sights and its food. It's the warmth and resilience of its people, the infectious rhythm of its music, and the unique atmosphere that permeates every corner.